afternoon, or morning, or day, depending on where you are. Hi, how's everybody doing? Let's do the usual checks. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I here by myself? I am here by myself today. Where is Will? Will is meant to be here, and he's left me. He's left me all by myself, which means that I'm going to be blenderizing all by myself today. So that's going to be fucky. um, hmm. We can try it. We can try and blenderize. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling like doing any work today because it's sunny and it's beautiful outside and I want to go play. So, just put some background music on while I'm doing things. But yeah, I would, oh, no, wait, hold on. Here comes an amazing Will. He's here to help me blenderize after he abandoned me. It has been noticed and logged that he's left me to my own devices here. Also, I'm gonna sneeze. Yay, springtime. My cats are shedding something fierce, and there's the culprit is sitting here staring at me at the moment. I am dying. From cat hair overdoses. I'm not even allergic to cats, and I'm dying from cat hair overdose. Bless you. You don't know which voice chat you meant to join. Come and jump into the one I'm in. I'm in voice channel live stream. You should be able to get into here. Come here, Will. Come and join me. Come and join me while I do stuff. Look, I made a donut. I have a file for it now. Woo! I'm very famous like that. Oh, damn cat. I think she's just sabotaged me because she's been taking over my chair recently and I've just stolen it back from her. And I swear, literally everything is covered in cat hair. It's driving me a little bit insane. But what can you do? She's beautiful and I love her, so it is what it is. Let me see if I can just move Will. There we go. Oh no, I lost him. Maybe he doesn't have access. Hold on, let me give him access to this channel. Permission to... Oopsie, sorry Will, I gave you permission in just a second. Let me add you to it. I broke it, it was my fault. Will. Add. There you go, now you should be able to join the channel with me. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Will. Sorry. I apologize profusely-ish. Let's see. As per usual, I'm starting off the stream by not really getting it right, but I'm trying my best, mostly. Will, where have you gone? I saw you for a second and then you disappeared. Will?
Hello.
Ah, he exists. He's back. Hello, my love.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. That was confusing.
Life is confusing, but so is Discord. What you been up to?
So is Twitch, but I'm here.
Welcome. Thanks for coming to babysit me.
No problem. Happy to do it.
I broke it. I broke the donut.
Oh, great. That's fun. How did you do that?
Mostly I just gave up.
Oh.
So, no.
It was looking so good in the work in progress you showed me.
I was very proud of myself. So I managed to get the donut thing done. And then I got into doing icing on the donut. And I was like, this is cool. This is fine. Everything's okay here. And then they got to the sculpting. And I don't know, man. It's bad. Sculpting is bad in Blender. I'm sorry. I know some people are really good at sculpting in Blender. And I got to tell you, I have so much respect for them because I think they're torturing themselves unnecessarily. Just use ZBrush. It's...
Well, on in their defense, ZBrush does cost money, but on the other hand, it is better. So there's two sides to everything.
It does cost money, but like, oh no, I do feel that it's one of the software that like I don't ever feel guilty about paying for a ZBrush because they always bring out new updates and it's really good and it works really well and la 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 la. So yeah, just pay for your damn subscription and get ZBrush. I literally had people that work for Maxon messaging me being like, don't you fucking dare. So yeah,
Uh,
I have to be the person. I did drink the Kool-Aid. I am a ZBrush fangirl, and I am going to tell everyone that you should just use ZBrush for everything,
Listen, I
preferably.
I'm I don't know what I'm doing in ZBrush, but I am aware that it is much
What?
better for sculpting.
Do you
Hey,
sculpt? So you sculpt in Blender?
I'm just bad at sculpting. Um,
Oh, come on.
I just want to do like hard surface props and stuff. Every time I try to dive back into sculpting, I'm like, I've screwed this up. This is bad. Oh
No,
no.
no.
um,
Oh no. No, it's nice. Sculpting's fun. I like sculpting. I hate doing hard surface stuff. Hard surface stuff always to be like I can never get it accurate enough. It's something that I actually have to focus on. Whereas with organic stuff I don't have to focus. And you
the
just
thing
get to be like, oh look, I'm artsy. Ooh.
I won't give anyone grief for sculpting in ZBrush and paying for
Mm.
ZBrush. I will give you grief for doing hard surface in ZBrush. That's insane behavior.
I like it.
It's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's just okay. So no, I do fully agree with that. Like, do I fully agree? I sort of fully agree with it. I think there's certain things that you can get away with in ZBrush where you can like make it's okay. Like when I'm working on a very stylized character, fine, it works. If you're doing something where it has to be down to the millimeter, don't do that.
That would be yes, that would be a problem.
That's foolish. That's a foolish way of doing things. Maybe don't do that. Although I say that, and it's same as with Blender. Like there's just so many different features within ZBrush that I don't know. Maybe there is a way to do it. Maybe I just haven't found it. Maybe I haven't spent much time looking at it, so I haven't found the
I
way to
mean,
do it. But
all 3D
other people do
software
it.
has more features than a single person can learn in their lifetime, I
Oh
feel like.
yeah,
So
yeah. What was that 20%, 80% thing? Something like that.
yeah, something like that.
Something. The shit you're gonna use is like only a tiny bit of the software itself, which is more or
Yeah.
less the truth, sort of.
Which is very, very true of Blender because they just want it to do all the things.
Yeah,
So
and they've got all the add-ons and stuff as well. Also, hey to anyone who is out there viewing, watching, can you let us know? Can you hear everything that's happening in the stream? Can you hear me? Can you hear Will? Do I need to change any sound settings? I got to ask these questions because I have a tendency to break them every week. So yeah, let me know if there's any problems with that. We're going to be doing some Blender. Why do they call it a restroom when I'm over here fighting for my life? Hey Dave, how are you? Thanks for coming to hang out. Dave and I had a revelation as well. Well, I did this week. They seem to be, I don't know if it's like a period of time has passed or something like that. So all of the Arcane stuff is like hitting ArtStation. All the guys that worked on Arcane are now like allowed to post their work. And there's just this vast amount of Arcane character work that's coming out, which is amazing. They made it all in Maya.
what?
They
Why? What?
They're French. That's the only thing I can think of is like they're French and maybe they hate themselves. Why would you make everything like they don't sculpt it? It's not in ZBrush. It's all Maya based.
You don't. Oh my god. I mean, I know some people do, but just from my limited experience trying to sculpt in Maya, I think it's the worst place to do it.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. At first when I looked at it, because the first one I saw was one of the art producers. And he had posted his work and all of it was like, yeah, made in Maya, not in ZBrush, la la la. I was like, maybe you just edited someone's work. Maybe you were just doing the retopology. Maybe that's what it was. But nope,
Sure.
nope. The artists are posting it as well, and it is all Maya based, which is fucking ridiculous. And now
Well,
I feel even less
that's
like I understand
wild.
Maya. It is, isn't it? Hurts my feelings somewhat. But I suppose Maya is incredibly similar. I'm so sorry. Please don't anyone shoot me. It's very similar to Blender in that it is like the jack of all trades. You can do anything in it.
Sure.
Just no one does because why would you?
I mean, it's different in that Blender also tries to. Blender has a video
Yeah.
editor built into it and stuff like that, but
True. There is that.
that I use more than I should.
You edit videos?
Prob-
Hired.
I mean, for like memes and stuff, important things.
Oh, we got a subscriber. Who's that? Oh, it's Mike. Hi, Mike. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to our discussion about why I suck at Blender. Okay, so let's go through this because I did actually do some work on Blender, and I'm like, please, by no means good at all. I have no idea what I'm doing. I followed I followed a tutorial, and then when I got pissed off, I went into ZBrush. So in a meeting, what's going down? Blendering, yo, come and help me blenderize.
Would you mind sharing your screen in Discord?
Yeah, if everything goes horribly wrong, it's Will's fault.
That tracks.
Aw. Aw. No, I feel so bad. So we have a donut, and which means the initial ratings are in. I don't hate Blender. I said it. I said it out loud.
My God.
I don't hate it.
Somebody clip that.
I don't hate Blender. I am not. I feel like I feel like the learning curve for Blender is much nicer than any other software I've ever used. But that might just be that what I'm doing is incredibly simple, and because I already have a background knowledge and understanding of like how 3D works. But it's a lot more like, it's a lot more friendly. You can't count on your hands how many times I said the opposite. I'm sorry. I never said that I hated Blender. I said I hate Blend Bros.
A much more fair statement.
Like Blender, I've never had an issue with Blender, the software, because how could you hate software? That's like hating a rock. It's an inanimate object. I hate the people that, okay, I'm about to get cancelled here. It's like saying I don't hate religion. I hate religious nutcases. And it's the same thing here. Like, I don't hate Blender. I hate the people that are absolutely fucking batshit mental about Blender and spend their lives preaching about it. It's annoying. Please stop. But I don't hate it as far as the user interface goes, the workflow. I like the workflow in that I found it was actually really similar, which is going to sound weird. It's really similar in a way to what I do with ZBrush. The whole...
That is weird.
Yeah, but it is. It's the same thing, just different. The whole, like, you create the lowest poly version of the object. You then use the modifier to give you a fake high poly version of it, and so on and so forth. That's exactly what I do in ZBrush. So in ZBrush, I will create the lowest possible poly effort of whatever it is that I'm making. You then go in for dynamic subdivision so that you've got the dynamic side of it, and so on and so forth. And then you hit apply at the end. It's exactly what I did with, well, I say that I've made one whole donut, so don't quote me on this. But that's kind of the same as the workflow that the donut uses, where you you fake it till you click apply, which is cool. I get that. I understand that. And it feels more forgiving than, say, Maya, where that isn't an option. You make the change. And so help you God, if that change is wrong, you're going to have to go backwards a lot. So that was quite cool. I like that there's a huge amount of editability within the program. So like you can play with all your different modifiers individually. And I think that's quite nice. I think there's a lot to learn there. I think I'm going to struggle to remember
there's so
all of
much.
them. Yeah, I know.
I understand 15% of the modifiers at best.
But it's really interesting. Like, I mean, I say that last time I worked on this was last week. I've come back into today and I literally forgot everything. I clicked on it this morning. I was like, how do I move the damn mouse again? So I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I still have a long way to go. Maybe not. Maybe I'm about to make an award-winning
geometry nodes.
No, so that's why, like, I haven't jumped ahead yet. I was following the donut because I wanted to learn like things that I'm going to be using this for, and I want to learn the nodes because it's interesting. But in the same way that when I first went into Maya, the first thing I wanted to learn was liquid simulation. For all those times that I've used liquid simulation. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm okay with not learning that straight away. What I wanted to start pestering you about is that I've now gotten to the point where, like, great, the models made. They tried to get me to do sculpting in here, which I tried and I failed horribly. I then gave up on that, found out how to do how to export everything, exported it, imported it into ZBrush, sculpted in ZBrush, and then brought it back in here. Which is fine because that would probably be the workflow that I would in the end follow, at least to begin with. I doubt that I'll just be like, yes, I'm going to start sculpting in this.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
Yeah, I can't forsake my baby. It's not going to happen. But then they jump into the whole like, let's apply quote unquote materials, which it's not how you do it, man. that's not how you do things.
It's the only way I know how to do it. The Hypershade editor doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh no, I don't mind Hypershade. That's fine. But my bigger concern is like, how do I do retopology? How do I do UVs? Because I know the workflow, and that for games and whatnot, you're going to sculpt it, you're going to retopologize it, and so on and so forth. And I just felt like, where is retopology in here? Will, how does retopology?
So there's a couple ways. As with everything with Blender, there are multiple ways to do things,
and all of them involve the shift key, right?
I forgot about your thing with the shift key.
It's a fucking shift key. It should be alt. Everything else uses alt. Why is it shift? Stupid. Donuts.
You can probably change it if you really wanted to.
I'm lazy.
But so there are some add-ons that are useful, of course.
I love that you weren't expecting me to ask you straight up about retopology. You're like, shit.
Well, I was really hoping you wouldn't because it's weird. And there's probably
so
there
is
may
it
be
better
people
to get like an add-on straight away?
That is the case with some things in Blender. So I've done it a few ways. One is using an add-on called RetopFlow, which is very, very good. And I can't remember. Did I try to show that to you last week? I feel like I...
No, but No, you did. And I have... Yeah, you showed it to me after the stream. You were showing me that one. And yeah, I've heard of RetopFlow because that's the one that I think everyone uses. I say everyone. Like, you know.
I think that's still the... Last I checked, which was a couple years ago, that was the case. But... So there are other ways to do it using like shrink wrap modifiers and stuff. I have done it other ways. I feel like those ways you won't like. I feel like RetopFlow is the one that you would like.
Donuts. Yay me.
Oh, hey, there's a donut for you.
See, I did. I listened to I got that far with doing the materials, and then I was like, this isn't going to help me make a game ready model, so I'm going to stop doing this.
I mean...
What?
How does he do? Does he address UVs in the tutorial, in the donut tutorial? I feel like he must.
Don't know. I didn't get far enough. That's literally as far as I got. And his whole thing was just like, you are going to click on your icing, and you're going to click on your material, and then you're going to fuck around with your thing, which is fine. That, incidentally, when I first started learning Maya from tutorials, this is exactly the same sort of workflow that they teach you, except with the hypershader. They're like, don't worry about UVs. UVs don't exist.
They're probably, it's for absolute beginners, and he may be trying to,
fool you into
early in the tutorial, be like, hey,
3D
this is a thing
fun. 3D is fun, and you're never going to cry over why you can't fit things into a Tetris board. Yes.
So yeah, he may come into it later because the donut itself needs UVs because it has like an actual... Well, maybe he uses random stuff. I don't remember. I guess I could open up my donut.
Yeah, where's your donut?
If it has UVs.
Also, open up your donut sounds like something else. Something inappropriate.
No comment.
Something. No.
Okay.
No. It's okay. I don't make any money out of these streams anyway, so it doesn't matter if my monetization gets cancelled.
Yeah, sure. Oh, people who make a lot of money say a lot worse things.
Excuse me while I go get my tits out. Uh,
that could be an issue.
no, because I've seen, well,
So,
not if you body paint, because I've seen people doing the body painting thing on Twitch, and that's okay.
oh my God,
No, I don't
so
make the rules.
fascinating how
Humanity.
large platforms, like when you set a really specific standard, and it's not just like a company behind it being like, well, we don't like that. People will just get as
They will
close
just
to that
do.
line as they can.
Yeah. Not anymore.
All right.
Are you not allowed doing body painting anymore? That's sad. What's that? Hi, Patricia! That was in another time. The good days. The good old days. I remember the good old days when body painting was totally okay. Look, if you don't want me to like harass you about about doing UVs and stuff, which I understand is actually one of the worst things to ask someone straight off the bat, you could explain to me why sculpting is such a dumb thing to do in here. Sorry to everyone that likes sculpting. I apologize profusely.
Well, I certainly can't explain that other than they haven't put as much in, like they haven't put as nearly as much focus on it as ZBrush has because it's not their core thing.
Are other people using big ass packs of brushes, like add-ons and stuff? Because I know Blender is like big on add-ons and things. So, is everyone like using add-ons for sculpting? Just asking, because like you don't get a lot of brushes.
I haven't dug into it deeply, but I haven't seen any like this is the sculpting add-on that people love to use. So I feel, but there are brush packs. You know, there's loads of those.
I love that in previous versions. I think it's previous versions of Blender. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The icons for sculpting are the exact same ones as Maya, and then these ones that I have, which is Blender 4.3, these are closer to like ZBrush looking.
Oh, interesting.
Icons. Yeah, because that was the other thing that had me a bit bamboozled. Is like in the, and I was following the Donut. I think it's Donut 4.3 that I was following, but his one had different icons. That's how I saw that. And I was just like, why are you sculpting this in Maya? Oh, that's not Maya. So, whoopsie.
All right.
You're not going to use the other program you mentioned for the UVs. Maybe, yeah, probably I would. The Rhizome UV. Rhizome UV is really, really good, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's yet another one of my very limited repertoire where I pay the bill and I shut up and don't complain about it because I like the software. But the problem is, like, I still have to get this retopologized before I can get there. I still have to have some sort of retopology to work on to do that. I suppose the topology is not... No, it is, because I've applied the thingies to it. So I would still need to retopologize it. This is fun. This is like, I just ruined everyone's day. I'm like, hi, instead of doing something fun in Blender, let's talk about making little squares. And even for Rhizome, what I was doing with Rhizome UV is that I go into Maya and do my initial layout and like my texture sets and tile sets and you do it in ZBrush. Oh God, no, please. No. Even I will admit the limitations in ZBrush. You can do UVs in ZBrush, but you shouldn't. Just, life is incredibly short to try and artistically do UVs. It's not worth it. But yeah, so what I tend to do is go into Maya, do my initial setup for like UV tiles or material sets or whatever else, do all my initial cuts and layout, and then I'll take it in to do the Rhizome UV stuff to straighten everything out and do all the nice kind of... Do retopology in ZBrush? No. No.
That's why you're learning Blender, so that you don't have to do it in ZBrush.
No, okay, so you can do retopology in ZBrush. There are really cool ways of doing it, but it is so iffy. It's so like, it's just so finicky the way that they expect you to do it. It's ridiculous. Have you seen how retopology works in ZBrush? So basically,
no.
So when you when you're in ZBrush, there's an option to do the Z-remesher. Z-remesher is going to give you a lower polygon version of your mesh. Wonderful. Except the way that it calculates where those polygons go, instead of giving you neat loops and stuff, it gives you spirals. because it gives
Uh-oh.
you get more organic
Oh, I've
shapes.
seen those, yeah.
Yes, so you get more organic shapes from spirals than you do from getting loops. So you won't have like, instead of having, a crispy edge on something, it'll smooth out nicer. Okay, fine. So to get around doing that, if you had like a face that you were working on, you would have to use, you can use colored, I want to say colored pencils. They're not colored pencils, but you know what I mean. So you use color to see like, this is going to be one little section. This is going to be another section. This is going to be another section. And then you kind of cross your fingers, pray to whichever god you choose, and hit Zero Mesh and see what you get. It's easier just to go and do your retopology. Retopology is not that bad. It's really not. It's drawing blue squares. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's
That's
yeah,
my
and
rant done.
so the drawing the blue squares is what RetopоFlow sort of lets you do. Um,
How does one acquire RetopоFlow? And how does
so the issue is RetopоFlow is a paid add-on, but they have a free version on GitHub that I don't know if it's just supposed to be for educational use or what.
This is I'm being educated. I'm
But
educated.
it does exist. I forget how to install it, but I just found another one called Polyquilt that is just straight up free.
I like free. Hold on, I'm busy moving things around so that I can look for free things. What's it called? Polyquill.
So there's the link to Polyquilt. There's the link to RetopоFlow. Let me see. How do you install Polyquilt?
How do you do Blender add-ons?
Well, so now there's two different ways. There's the old add-ons way that I'm accustomed to, which is just in your preferences. There's a place where you just manually install them. It tends to be like a zip file, and you just tell it where it is, and it just installs it into Blender. But now there's an online repository that is also in your Blender preferences, where you can find various add-ons that are on the like official Blender extension website. I forget what it's called, but that's a good addition, but it's one I haven't really dug into yet. It's nice because like that means that when Blender gets updated and then people have to update the add-ons to match,
Yeah.
that can all happen internally within the automatically. You don't have to go to all these different websites to go like, I need the new version of this thing and whatever.
Okay.
So that's good.
So it's
but,
like add-ons in games is basically the same thing.
Polyquilt retopology tool is in the extension. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna see what happens.
Wait, what do you mean?
Might break some shit.
What is going on?
Okay, so if you go into edit up at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to preferences, there you'll see get extensions, which is the new thing, and then below that is add-ons, where you manually can install stuff that you download from wherever you feel like downloading it.
What is Hydrostorm? Can we get Hydrostorm? It sounds good.
That sounds sick, but I have no idea what it is.
Literally no idea, but I will buy it. It sounds nice.
But in Get Extensions, there is Polyquilt Retopology Tool Fork.
Oh, internet access is required. Wait, hold on. Why have I got no internet?
Yeah.
Allow.
No, you have internet. You just have to give it to. Blender doesn't automatically have access.
Look at all this stuff I can add. Oh my god, I'm gonna crash my computer so hard.
Just add all of it. See what happens.
Gonna.
Do not do that.
Gonna do it. Oh my god, especially the stuff that's got Chinese font that I can't understand. That's the first one that I'm gonna add. Okay, right. What am I looking for?
But, by the way, before I close this file, I checked my most recent donut, and the icing doesn't really have UVs because it's such a basic material that, well, mine's a complicated material, but it doesn't have like the texture.
I was planning on doing different colors and stuff.
Okay, so like across the surface of the model,
doesn't it
like
need
different colors?
Yeah, shouldn't it have like a nice color gradient and stuff like that?
Sure.
Is there a button to add a gradient to it?
A single button?
I don't know. It's Blender. I assume there's a single button that's going to do it.
So what you need is go up at the top. One of the tabs is shading.
Ooh. Oh, that's taking a very long time to open. Oh, there it is.
Well, because it's
Shut
uh,
up. Oh my god. Oh.
uh,
Okay. Bye, Will.
so
I'm busy now. I'm busy now, Will.
okay.
No.
Well, you have fun. To finish my
No,
sentence,
don't leave me.
the body of the donut itself, not the icing, does have UVs. I think he just basically uses the default UVs
Yeah.
From a torus because it comes with UVs and you don't sculpt it around that much for it to make a huge difference. But it does have UVs, so there is that. Because he does some texture painting on it, so it has to have UVs. But yeah, so there's your graph editor, or it's not called a graph editor, your shader editor, with all your fun nodes and stuff. I went a little nuts with the icing to try to make it like kind of translucent and have a nice quality to it. I forget how I did this, but I remember having fun with it.
Why can't I switch between them? How do you switch between them?
Switch between what?
Oh shit, what am I doing? Why am I drawing on everything? I don't want to draw
What
on
the
everything.
hell are you doing? Oh my god. Oh no.
Sorry. I fixed it, I think.
What are you trying to switch between?
So at the moment, it is on donut. So how would I switch to the icing? Because if I click on icing, it doesn't give me the icing on the thingy.
That's because you're in edit mode. You can't switch to a different object while you're in edit mode.
Right. Of course. Somehow that actually made sense. Look, you can play with.
That means you're learning. Thingies. It's starting to make sense.
Look at all the thingies. Oh my god, I can play with subsurface. Yay! Yay! Specular. Yay! Transmission. That would be what you did to mess with that.
Yeah, and so
I think I just broke it.
Actually.
Whoa.
Oh, good. That was fast.
Yeah, no, it's broken. I think I clicked that button too fast, and now it's like frozen. Oh shit.
Yeah, just give it a second. It may be back.
We'll find out. Poor Blender is just like, oh god, it's a new person touching me. It's gonna hurt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your pain. While that's busy having a mental breakdown, Humble Bundle will do a Blender add-on pack for all these. Oh, cheap things. Oh, yes, I forgot. You keep sending me Blender stuff, and then I keep ignoring you. I'm gonna have to pay attention to you from now onwards. Shocking.
Oh yeah, that's true. So last time I saw a Humble Bundle for Blender add-on, I probably don't pay enough attention, but I happened to stumble across one, and it was.
I think I sent it to you.
Disappointing.
I think
maybe it was.
I sent it to you because I think Mike sent it to me, and I was like, well, I don't use this, but Will does.
For some reason it didn't have the ones I actually wanted. It only had the ones that were like my second choice, and I was like, I'm not spending money on those.
Oh, it's back.
If you're curious, this is what my graphs, my nodes for my icing look like.
Hold on.
On my old Blender.
On
my old donut.
Share your screen. Oh no, your screen will actually kill itself, right?
There's a chance.
That it'll kill it. There's a chance it'll survive, or a chance it's gonna kill itself. Like.
There's a chance it could kill itself.
Okay. Do you want to try?
Oh.
Everyone say hi to Will.
I'm trying.
This is Will. Let's see what we got. Oh my god, he's alive. Oh shit, how do I make this full screen? Why? Why won't it let me full screen you? Hold on. I'm not very good at like living. Aha. Close that. Oh god. Hi, yeah, I work in technology, as you can tell. All right, there we are. We're back. Oh, yours is cool.
So what may cause it to kill itself is if I
don't hit simulation, whatever you do.
Oh, we're not simulating anything. But we already locked up. All right. Well, that's fine. Hey, no. Well, anyway.
Close enough. So
this is
show me your wait on, let me open up this one so that I can see it better, because at the moment the pixel quality is not great.
Don't ask me to show you anything. The program is completely locked. But you can look at what's there.
No, I was going to open up the one you sent me. How do I open this? Open link? That's terrifying that it worked. Can I zoom on this? Oh, I can't zoom. So you got
Oh,
RGB
so
curves.
I haven't looked at
Oh, you
this.
put glass. You put a glass shader into your shader to get it transparent. That's how you got it.
So there's actually three. I haven't looked at this in years, but I'm
Okay.
now seeing there's. This is kind of insane. The choices I made here.
I
But
mean, it was choices.
okay, Blender's back. It didn't die. It just took a nap.
Miracles. Miracles do happen. I'm glad to see Blender crashes occasionally. It kind of makes me feel better about other softwares.
Well, you'll notice it didn't crash. It just
Took a break.
took a little sleep, and
Took a
now it
side
woke up
break.
and it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's three different things going on there where I have a regular principled material, which is just like their basic. You can do most things in this, which is what everything comes with by default. You know, color and roughness and all that stuff, transmission, whatever you want. And then I mixed that with a glass shader because I wanted some better control of the transmission. I don't know. I would think I was probably having trouble with the getting a nice shiny transparent look to it. And then I wanted it to have some depth so that like I think I basically just wanted like intense subsurface scattering where I probably could have made it work with subsurface scattering, but maybe I just didn't understand how that worked at the time. So I mixed it with a volume shader.
I mean, that kind of makes sense in a way. Like,
So it has like a cloudiness to the icing, which ended up looking pretty nice. But
it makes sense. Don't mind me. I'm busy making like the most metallic looking icing I've ever seen in my entire life.
that's a pretty sick idea.
No, it's not on purpose.
Well, all right.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing. It's not on purpose. It's just doing it. It's still giving me the same
like
thing. Oh, I see what you mean. Like the transmission thing is not easy to adapt and work with.
well, so you're also probably running in Eevee right now, which is their real-time shader, which has had many advancements over the years and has some like ray tracing stuff built into it now and all that. But your final result, you'll probably want to use Cycles, which is their fully ray traced shader, like an Arnold or something.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably still do renders just straight in Marmoset.
Or that works too.
Yeah.
But you'll still get more like if you're just previewing a render in Blender. It'll still be more accurate, I think, to your final result if you use. I mean, obviously every shader or every renderer is different, so it'll still be different. But Union break.
Oh no, I've just done the thing. Oh no. How did I manage to get through this entire tutorial of self-exploration without moving my little center pivoty thing? And the moment I've got you on with me, I'm like, I've managed to move it. How do I center it again?
I don't know. Shift S is your snapping menu.
Shift S. Oh yeah.
And cursor to world origin down at the bottom left.
Yes, thank you. Yay, I'm back.
Not that it necessarily matters where it is if you're not using it, but yeah.
Look.
Hey, how do I get rid of this freaking Discord overlay that I don't want?
What Discord overlay?
I have an overlay on my screen that I don't want. Well, that's a problem for a different time.
Do you have a Discord overlay on your screen? Oh.
I don't know. It's like.
Oh, when you're trying to see what I'm doing, you can full screen it. There's like a little button to full screen.
No, it's a different thing. Oh, whatever. Hide window in game? Nope, that didn't do it. Oh, and now I've broken Blender. Uh-oh.
Tremendous success.
So, oh, man. It's risky to skip ahead to telling you random things when you're working your way through the donut. Are you going to go back to the donut tutorial and try to figure it out from there? Or are you on a self-learning journey from now on?
I'll probably not. Okay, no, I probably will. Actually, I will. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and finish this stupid donut. This lovely donut. Sorry, Blender people. I'm gonna finish this incredible donut.
You can always, when you get to parts that you're like, I don't care about the details of sculpting this, you can, put it on 2x speed or something.
Yeah, just cheat.
Or just
So
skip ahead.
when I was doing the sculpting in here, how do you
Yeah.
negative sculpt? Like, is there a shortcut for that apart from going up and clicking this little button?
Yeah, it's either Control or Shift.
I'm gonna
One
try
of those.
shift first. It was not shift. Control? Is control doing anything? Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay, it's
doing it.
control. Okay. Yeah, one of the things that I found when I did try and like sculpt in here is that I found how do I say it? Like it I know you can mess around with the strength and stuff, but it just wasn't giving enough. It wasn't giving. So that was the other reason that I was like, this
I
is
hate it when
bullshit.
it's not giving.
It just wasn't giving. Oh, okay, so shift is smoothing? Question mark?
Yeah, that just switches you over to the like temporarily to the smooth tool, which is its own tool
Okay.
with its own settings.
Okay, yeah.
Over
Same
on the
as.
toolbar.
Yeah, similar
But
to. That's similar to ZBrush. That's a ZBrush. Shift is smooth. Good thing I found that button all by myself. All by myself. Oh my god. What is this? Why would you ever need to do that? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's talk about modifiers because modifiers are kind of.
oh, well, actually, before we switch, do you know about the different remesh? Well, he must have had you do some remeshing in with your icing because otherwise you wouldn't have icing, right?
What do you mean by that? What is
Did
remeshing? So it was extracting it and then using a modifier thingy to make it chunky, and then using a modifier thingy to smooth the edges to touch the donut. Is that what what are we talking about here?
Okay. So, well, how did you like pull out the droopy goopy bits?
Oh yes, that was editing the thing and extruding the points.
Oh, so he just did like hard surface style.
Mm-hmm. It was extruding points. So those were, hold on, how the hell do I show this? I go into edit mode. And then it's, oh yeah, shit, sorry. It's been imported from ZBrush, so it's going to be Nightmare Fuel.
Woo.
That's my orange icing.
Beautiful.
But it was,
Hey,
actually,
some people want orange donuts.
Actually, hold on.
Probably.
Hold on. Let me show you my pre-ZBrushification. Don't save, we'll just open that one. I think this one was my pre-ZBrushification. Yes, that was before it went into ZBrush and got like tidied and done. So tab, no, edit, tab, object, no, tab, no, fuck you. Edit, there we go. So if I went into, why can't I select icing? Icing, why?
You're in edit mode?
Yeah.
That would do it. Oh, you can't switch objects while you're in.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. That was one of the things that like did drive me insane. Having to go backwards and forwards between the two of them was just, it was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So doing icing. Tab.
I mean, so tab, just hitting. Oh, thank you. Just hitting tab. Yeah, that was totally directed at you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just hitting tab will switch you between, in most cases, between object and edit mode. If you're like over in sculpting, it'll switch you between, I think, object mode and sculpt mode. Yeah. It'll switch you between modes. You can also hold tab and it'll give you a nice pie menu of different modes that you can be in.
Wait.
But
no, it doesn't.
Did I lie to you?
Yeah. It alternates between, so it'll switch between object and edit. And I think if you're in sculpt, it goes to edit and sculpt. Oh, so okay. It might be the one beforehand that it'll switch to.
Hold tab and swing your mouse in a direction. See what that does? This might be a specific thing that I did in preferences or something. All right, well, never mind.
No, it hates doing that. I don't know what I did. But anyway, so this is before I ruined everything by taking it into ZBrush. This is how it did the icing, was doing the shrink wrap thingy, solidify, and subdivision doohickey.
Right, okay. Sure.
And I
and
felt
doing some extrusions and
very,
stuff.
very clever about it. Yeah. And then it did, oh, there was one thing that I did that was quite cool, which was, oh, was it the shrink wrap? The shrink wrap was really nice. And then the extrusion, it wasn't extrusion, it was somewhere, yeah, this doing the crease on the inner thingy was nice. That was a nice little interesting thing that you can fuck with. I like that.
And that works very like there's creasing in
Yeah.
Maya too, so that's similar.
Is there?
Yep, there sure is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, totally.
Yeah, I definitely did a lot of. Yeah, that makes sense. But yes, so that's the mesh is all kind of like squishy like that, where you just extruded various pieces to get the drippies.
I want to say the crease tool is covered in term 2 at CG Spectrum when you're doing the environment, which I feel like you sort of did on your own, if I'm remembering correctly.
At that point, I was working with a mentor who very much was encouraging me to do everything in ZBrush.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of people I think don't ever use creasing, and
I know creasing exists there, but I don't think anyone uses it.
It's usable. It can be useful, but you can also use holding edges, and it's a little bit more visually clear what's going on, and I think you get a little bit more precision out of it too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's just a different tool to do similar things. Well, so I was going to tell you, I am still streaming, but I'm streaming the wrong project.
Awesome. Good job. Doing well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to streaming. It's like I'm sharing my screen, right?
Which screen am I sharing?
Yeah. Then you find out you're sharing with sound or without sound or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you need to, I think the general consensus is Blender's remeshing tools don't really hold a candle to
don't say it.
To ZBrush's.
To Maya's?
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. But there are remeshing tools. So when you're in sculpt mode, there's just a voxel remesher up here, which is functional. It does. Oops. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked that. Oh, I set that really small. I was not paying attention to what I was doing. You ever just start clicking buttons on your screen without thinking?
Yeah. So wait, what's a voxel? I've never worked in voxels. What's a voxel?
A voxel is
oh god.
I don't know, man. It's a 3D pixel.
It's a 3D pixel. No, that makes sense. I get it. I get a 3D pixel makes sense. I get it.
It's a small volume of space, I think. Let's not do that way. Okay. So I've got just a cube here that is, turn on the wireframe. So it's, just the 6 faces. I'm
gonna just shove that on the screen so people can see what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And then I can go over here and do a voxel remesh, and it does that. Better example would be if I added in a monkey.
Yay, monkey!
And then went back into sculpting.
Okay, so I'm gonna give points to Blender as well because Suzanne.
Yeah, sure. You gotta love Suzanne.
Mostly...
It is actually a really useful model for like demonstrating anything.
Oh no! I just love it because of Jay and Silent Bob. Because most of my relationship.
No, I don't remember.
Most of my relationship with my spouse is based on Jay and Silent Bob, so I do kind of.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Kind of like that.
So there you go.
Okay, yeah. So it is literally, it's like the remesher thing.
Yes.
Wow, it's also.
So it generates nightmares.
Yeah, it does. That's terrible. That's really bad.
Don't
do that.
There's also a quad remesher down here.
Yeah.
That you can run that is slower, but I don't remember. It tries to generate
okay,
mesh using quads.
So remesh gives you triangles. That would be more like Dynamesh then. So that would be Dynameshing it.
Yes, and this is more like Z-remesher.
Yeah, which also you can see it spiralizes the shit out of it.
Yeah,
it
does
incredibly unuseful.
Yeah, and then there's a separate thing that is called that's a bad idea. That. And then there's a separate thing called.
Recreating that meme of like clicking the button and the whole computer explodes?
Yeah. Pretty much. Where is?
Wow, look at that! It gives you diamond spirals. That's very pretty.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want.
Yep.
This. Okay, for real. I know this is stupid, but I have. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Oh, I can hide this maybe?
Huh?
Okay, there we go. I have this stupid stream overlay that wants to tell me, like, it's got like a little thing that shows who's talking and it shows your screen and stuff, and it's really screwing with me. And I just figured out how to turn it off. So now I can actually access my tools.
Okay.
I am not. What is happening here?
This is what I
Oh
like to
god,
hear.
they changed how this works. These used to be in the sidebar. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what the other dude had as well.
Oh, and that's what you were talking about when you said
and
it. Now it looks more like
all the brushes are down the bottom.
this looks. Yes. Oh, they are down at the bottom. I didn't even notice that. Interesting. And that's much more useful because if you import your own brushes, then you can have them all down here on a toolbar. Mm-hmm. Okay. This makes sculpting slightly better in Blender. Look at that.
Dear God, this is better than
we're learning.
Oh.
So, well, I mean, marginally, it's just used to all be slapped in the toolbar here, and it was a pain to sort of navigate that. Right. So, if you need, there's a separate thing. You'll probably never use this, but I feel like I should tell you anyway. There's a thing called Dyn Topo.
Okay.
That you can turn on, and it will, like, actively add.
Oh, Sculptress. That's Sculptress Pro in ZBrush.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Man, I don't remember the names of anything in ZBrush, but yes.
Okay.
So yes, it does that.
Yeah, I seldom use that, but yeah, okay.
It does exist. It also likes to turn itself off when you change other settings, which is nice. Anyway, get me out of the sculpting tab. I don't like it there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm still not buying into this whole sculpting in ZBrush thing. It's not.
That's 100%
sculpting
okay.
in Blender. It's yeah. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. I can't. And I bitched to a friend of mine who has worked in Blender for all of their stuff, and they're really good and they can do lots of things. And they asked me like, but what do you hate about it? I'm like, I can't tell you. I don't know what it is that I hate about it. I just know that it doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel good. I don't like it. So...
That's how I felt about Maya a lot of the time, where it was just like, I open up the Hypershade editor and I'm just like, this is like, I went back to my hometown, but they've rebuilt 3/4 of the buildings and I don't recognize it, and I know I'm basically in the same place, but it's still so totally unfamiliar to me, and it smells weird and I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, that's how I felt about sculpting in there. I think I'm just so programmed at the moment for working in ZBrush that it's really difficult for me to even consider switching out and doing something else.
Well, and especially when you have it available and it's just like, what? There's not a strong, whereas like retopology in Blender, you maybe have a reason for it. Huh?
It's just Stockholm syndrome. We know that. It's fine. Like, I traumatized myself. Well, after you traumatize yourself learning how to use it, you kind of have to use it, right?
That's called a sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Yes. Yes. So when
it can also be Stockholm syndrome. It can be both.
Yeah. When I was sculpting in here, what I was finding is like, it's just really difficult to control. I mean, it could also be that I'm using a mouse, but I don't know. It's really difficult to keep control over what you're doing.
I believe you, but I don't really know what you mean. But
I don't know. It feels odd. It definitely feels odd, though.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I end up with holes in the mesh and all kinds of weird things. Make it stop. Okay, so
you also have a not particularly dense mesh. It's a very thin mesh, which is awkward.
Yeah.
You can turn off. How do you do it? How do I keep getting crackliness with my audio here?
You sound fine on my side.
And then I broke Blender. Man, I'm having a time here.
Yeah, you're not doing so great today. I'm not gonna lie. You've got that like.
Ah,
What time in the morning is it for you though?
11 a.m. That's
You
not the issue.
just.
I'm having computer problems
What
though.
is texture paint?
It's what it sounds like.
Oh my fucking god! Wait, why don't I only have black and white? I don't want black and white. How do I get colors?
Okay, so texture painting is fiddly, and he'll get into it in the tutorial if you keep going with the tutorial.
Uh huh.
Um, but it's I think you need an actual texture. So if you hit oh god, digging into my mind vault. So you need to create a texture first because you wouldn't be painting on anything yet. Um,
Ah.
you know what? I'm just
Ah.
gonna do it. Let's see.
Ah. Wait. How did you get?
Uh,
Wait. How did you get your UVs up?
uh, they were just there already. These are the UVs that come with
Mm-hmm.
Suzanne.
How do you have
So
full
so hit
screen?
so hit the
Oh, you.
new button up. Yeah, up here.
What? What? Oh, there. New. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just so you can set whatever, but just create a new image and see what that does for you.
What?
So the blue button just below. Okay, now zoom out a bit, see what you got going on. Do you just like not have UVs on this thing?
No.
Oh, well, it's made with modifiers, so that's going to be super awkward because you can't give a thing UVs if it's like, you know, that it doesn't have an actual mesh, right?
No.
So, I mean, it does, but it's a two-dimensional mesh. It's the like surface of that thing doesn't
What am I
have.
doing? So wait, what does this do? What is this? Why did I need to make a picture of it?
Oh, you're in UV editing. I thought we were talking about texture painting.
Yeah, no, I'm just in UV editing. Why do I have to say what? Why do I have to make a picture?
You don't have to make a picture. I thought you wanted to do texture painting. You were talking. You sounded excited about texture painting.
Look, I'm excited about everything. So I kind of went back because I saw you
Okay.
messing with that, and I was like, oh, let me see what it does. And then it turns out I don't have any UVs, so I guess I won't find out.
So
what that does
okay.
after all.
So if you look over here at what I've got going on, when you're in edit mode, if you just select everything in the model and hit U, that's your UV unwrapping menu. That's where you mark seams. That's where you unwrap stuff, all that good stuff. So you've got your donut selected right now.
I figured that was the safest.
But you're in edit mode, so you don't actually have it selected.
Oh my god, that's going to kill me. I'm going. Okay. So anyway, what was the hotkey to get back to the thingy?
So hit Tab now to get to edit mode. And now hit A to select everything in the model.
That was.
And now
A.
U is your UV mapping.
A.
So
U. What?
Smart Project will do its best. What in the world are you doing? What's going on here?
Is it Shift A? Yes. No. Wait, what?
Just hit A and it should select all.
Gotcha.
There you go. It's just to select all. That's all we're trying to do.
I found it.
Now, why don't you have UVs? Oh, that's because you're on render result. What the hell?
I don't know.
Okay. Up there, hit. Oh. Well,
There.
I would hit next to where it says what. There's an X just to the right of it. Yeah, clear out that image. There you go. No. Cancel that. There we go. Okay, now you can zoom in there a little bit. There's your UVs for the donut.
Okay.
I guess the end. I guess that's the end of that story. If you wanted to do some manual unwrapping of something, the just sort of standard way is you just sort of select edges and mark seams, just like what you're probably accustomed to in other software.
Okay, wait, hold on. What did you do to mark? Oh, mark seam. Ah,
You just marked a seam on every single edge on that model.
perfect. That's exactly what I meant to do. Okay, wait, go back.
Cool.
So if I've got A, select everything, U, and then how do I mark seam?
Well, okay, so
You don't
you
want to
you
do
only
that
want to select
anyway.
the edges that you want seams on.
That's what you think.
Um,
You're assuming I didn't
mean,
want that? I might have wanted that. You don't know.
maybe you want that. I shouldn't have made assumptions.
Okay, so
That's
wait,
that's on me.
how do I select an edge loop again? Oh, let me guess. It's fucking shift, isn't it? No, it's not shift. Okay. How
You
do
know,
I
the whole
hide
loop
this?
is Alt.
Hide you. Donut base. Alt. The one time Alt becomes useful. Okay. Alt there, and we'll Alt that guy, and then we say U. Oh God. No, we won't. And then we'll say U. Mark seam. Why does it? Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just gonna let it happen. Alt U. Mark seam. Great. I feel like I'm doing good here. And then if I oh fuck, unwrap. Unwrap what? Well, how do I unwrap it? Which one of these do I choose?
I think angle based is sort of the default one. This is the unwrap menu is a little bit different than what I'm accustomed to in Blender. They've changed it a little bit recently.
So do I have to press A again to get it to unwrap?
So you want to unwrap everything, yeah. So
it did it. I have UVs. And they're not great UVs, but they're UVs.
No, they are UVs.
How do I select a UV
You're
shell?
gonna select a what?
A UV shell.
Oh, so 1, 2, 3, and 4
Oh, 4.
are gonna it's that stuff. So 4 is shell. You can also press L to select linked, which just whatever you're hovering over.
That's cool.
It'll select all of that, which is nice.
Okay, my life is now complete. I no longer have a need for Maya. Thank you. That's it.
You learned 2 actions in Blender, and we are good to go.
We are absolutely fine. The rest of I can do in other softwares. No, the only one that I haven't figured out is the retopology, but we'll get to that. That's a later problem. This is cool. Okay.
There's a wackiness here that I feel like I don't know how to explain it well. You just sort of have to play with it for a while and get used to it. But this little pair of arrows up in the corner, that's 2 different selection modes. So one of them will sync up your selection. So if you look at my screen there, it's only showing which the UVs that are actually selected. And then, so that's like if this face is causing me problems. Wait, no. Or like I want to know where this is or something. I can find it easily. But in this mode, if I have some issue with one of these, like this face is twisted in the UVs, and I want to figure out where it is on the actual mesh. Then I can do that, and it'll select that thing.
Okay.
But they're just different. I forget the intricacies of it because basically I just used it until it was intuitive. And
okay.
I don't remember, but they're just different. And that's the end of the story. And if you need to select something and you are looking for a different way to do it, you can play with that. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Or ignore all of this.
If I was going to, so I don't know what the phrase would be for here. If you were merging things together into one. So if I wanted the donut and the icing to be together in one mesh, how do I do that?
You just select, so I could...
need to do a split screen so people can see your screen as well.
Yeah. So you just select both objects.
Yeah.
You just select both objects and hit Control J to join.
Okay.
Importantly,
wait a minute.
So it has to combine the modifiers somehow. Right? Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and so your active selection, which is the one that's sort of a lighter yellowish color and not so dark of an orange, that's the one that it'll keep a lot of the properties of. So it'll keep the origin point, it'll keep the modifiers, all of that. So like if you look at if you look at my screen here, so this Suzanne has a
that I don't love. That's not fun. Like I wish it would keep them with their own little modifiers and stuff. That would be nice.
Yeah, well, so like if it was like so at that point you're sort of getting into geometry nodes territory if you want it to be that procedural, which is like it's Blender's attempt at sort of a Houdini type of thing.
Please God, no. I don't even know Houdini. Let's not Blender Houdini.
But yeah, so like this Suzanne has a mirror modifier on it because I was just playing around and that's where we're at.
Okay.
This cube does not. It is just a cube. So if I have Suzanne as the active thing and I join them, now the cube has a mirror modifier on it too.
Yeah.
But if I do it the opposite and I have the cube as the active thing and I hit join, Suzanne loses the mirror.
So you need to basically apply everything before you hit join.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. I'll allow it. That seems logical enough, I guess.
Yeah, you just have to do it in a thoughtful way, basically. Like, you know, it's not necessarily the answer isn't always applying everything, but you just sort of have to be aware that that's what's going to happen.
I just got a very sarky message from Ben saying, "Hey, nice Twitch category. You're welcome."
What's your Twitch category?
No, it's just I haven't bothered setting a Twitch category for like a month. I actually said it this week. So proud of myself. Taking streaming seriously. Very serious. Yes. Okay, so you have to apply everything first, then you can merge them down. How do I access that weird little add-on thing that we played with, that we were looking at, the poly quilt?
Polyquilt?
Yeah, how do you access
that's what I just opened up the tab to figure that out because I've never used it before. But it seems like a lot of people like it, so we're gonna find out. Press P.
Press P
to open the.
Nothing happened.
It lies to me.
P doesn't do anything. Where's P?
Oh, edit mode. I have to be in edit mode.
Edit. Ah.
Poly builds. That's not what I need. Where the heck is? There's no polyquilt.
There is here.
I'm gonna watch a YouTube video.
Why don't you have
it?
I've got it.
What?
It's there.
Maybe I just need to restart Blender.
I mean, what it does is a whole different story, because what is this?
Oh.
Oh God. Oh no, I'm drawing things. Okay, so polyquilt seems to make meshes.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh wait, I think I get it. Okay, I think I get it. Right, you're gonna have to
teach me.
So, let's switch off the
polyquilt. There we go.
So if we just have this one, and I'm just gonna apply everything. How do I apply everything again? I've forgotten how to apply things. How do you apply?
You want a sick trick so that if you have a million modifiers, you don't have to go through and apply each and every one of them.
I can't remember how to apply them in the first place, so yeah, sure.
It's a little drop down. Well, that's important. It's a little drop down arrow there.
Why wouldn't it let me?
Oh, you can't do it while you're in edit mode. You are cursed again.
God almighty. Oh my God. Right, I found the thing that I hate the most about Blender. Continue. How do I apply multiples?
So if you just right click on your mesh while you're in object mode, which you are in object mode, and then go down to convert to, which is the fourth thing in your list, and then hit mesh, that would do it, but for some reason it's not letting you do it. Try selecting the mesh again.
Oh, it's because nothing's selected, that's why.
That would be a problem, yeah. Convert to mesh. That'll
Okay.
just apply all your. If you're already a mesh and you do convert to mesh, all it does is apply all the modifiers.
Okay, so if we're in edit mode, what is the equivalent of making this a live surface?
So I don't know.
Because there's there's got to
So
be
that's
a way
yeah,
to
that's a
make
question
it.
for the polyquilt add-on specifically, I
Yeah,
think.
dear
And
Polyquilt, how are you
I
alive and why?
I'm gonna watch a 2-minute YouTube video. Oh, it's so loud.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Will, hurry, everything's going wrong.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh my god. Ah, what is happening? Wait, no. You can't.
You just set it to snapping or
Oh, snapping. That was the thing that you were using. Snap
uh-huh,
to.
uh-huh. Do you have a copy of this project file
Yeah, it's fine.
in case you destroy everything? Okay,
Oh,
good.
yeah, I don't care, I don't care. It's fine. Snap to face.
This YouTube video,
Active. How do you make something active?
that's sort of not a thing in Blender. Um,
It says active though. Switch to.
yeah, but it's a different kind of thing.
Oh,
Active is it's not like a live service thing. So that's you can select multiple objects and one of them is a that brighter orange color.
yeah.
That one is your active object.
Okay.
What was it? Was this in relation to snapping somehow?
Because I was trying to work out if you could snap it to, I don't know, something.
Okay. Dude, I don't care about the different buttons. I need to.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because I get like you got to draw your little squares and then you're gonna get your mesh. But the question is, how do we get it to?
I wonder. Oh. What you want? Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to attempt something here. Polyquilt. Okay. Draw? Oh, no.
Just as a random question, why is half of my stuff glowing and the other half not?
Glowing and versus not glowing?
Like half of this is like.
That's because it's selected, and since you're in this
Right.
polyquilt, you can't select and deselect things, I guess.
Right. Okay. No, I fixed it. That's fine. Okay, let me undo this.
Oh, what are we doing? Okay.
Have you figured it out?
Maybe?
That's a no.
Okay, so here's what I did. Let me share my screen again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's impossible to say whether this is what you're supposed to do.
It's that
this
fills
program.
me with so much faith. This is definitely good.
Well, I'm just playing with an add-on because I need a better method for reachability too, and I haven't had the motivation to do it until today.
Oh, good. We are learning together. Hold on, let me put your screen. I'm going to put your screen up here so that everyone can watch you successfully do this.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Okay, so I've got my Suzanne here, which is what I want to reach apologize, even though look at this gorgeous topology. Wow.
Okay.
So I'm just going to make anything. This will be my object that is the reach apologize version. Whereas so I've got my old one, and then I've got this will be the reach apologize version. So I'm going to go into edit, but I don't want any of these vertices. So I'm just going to go into edit mode and delete those. And then I'm going to turn on polyquilt. And now.
What is it with Blender and deleting things? Deleting an object should not be part of your strategy. But
Well,
okay.
it is.
It is
Everything's
now.
slightly janky when you're using an add-on. But
Okay.
what else have you deleted? I mean, other than the default cube, which is just. I
Nope.
mean, that's a meme. You can't. They're not allowed to get rid of that.
Oh my god. Okay, carry on.
That's, okay, so I've got polyquilt turned on, and I turned on snapping and set it to face.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are different settings that you can do here. Probably face project might be useful. I don't know, but this seems to be kind of working. And now, uh,
Okay, that seems smart.
so this is kind of sort of working.
Not really, but yeah.
Okay, well, listen,
Your
we're
read
making
topology is
progress.
bad. I'm
What?
sorry. Your read topology is so bad. My god.
Well, that's because I don't know what I'm doing, and also I'm just
Okay.
screwing around trying to figure out what these buttons do.
So I need
But
to be in object mode and then add an object by pressing A question mark? No, not
yeah,
pressing A. A is not the A is not the one.
shift it. Sorry.
Shift A. Shift A. Mesh, add a thing. Great. Go into edit mode. Delete the thing?
Yeah.
No. Wait, no, that
Well,
didn't work.
you weren't in edit mode.
I was.
Oh.
Edit mode? Oh wait,
Yeah,
hold
you
on.
are.
Let me try being in select.
Oh yeah. There you go.
So if I'm in select and I select and then delete vertices and then go to that. It works ish. Not great, but it works.
So what's not great about it, and we can work on fixing that.
I think it's my settings because it's very much clipping through the mesh. So if I do
Which is why I'm thinking maybe like face project might be better. I'm just gonna make another one on the other side.
I might just be being like really precious about it or something. I mean, it kind of works. Sort
Oops.
of.
Okay. Yeah, face project is potentially a better way.
Let me ask Kay.
Kay?
He also uses Blender. You use.
Oh. I thought you were talking about a shortcut pressing K,
No.
and I was like, what?
No, his name's Kay. What do you use for repurpose in Blender? Let's see if he replies.
Oh God!
He was a dude that was here last week that was also like giving feedback on what the hell I was trying to achieve.
So my previous retopology method has been incredibly janky and bad, and it worked okay for hard surface stuff because I would start with a topology that's sort of similar to what I wanted to end up with.
Yeah.
There would just be too much, basically, and I wasn't like sculpting anything.
This is
Ooh, how'd you do that?
The same way you do in Quadro. Use the control button and you can get that, and I'm guessing so you can either put it in a position or you can middle mouse button. No, you can't down. But you do have a measurement thingy so I can tell you like where you are on it if you want to do it exactly halfway. So that's how you do that. Deleting it would be not that. Oh my god, what did I do? What does that do? Oh, you can run a thing from it. So if you select,
have to show you.
If you select an edge, oh no, that's not how you do it. Go back. I'm trying to work out how to like merge things. Oh, you can just merge it by like moving it. And you can have one inverted face there, or you can delete that face. Shit.
Okay, I have to tell you. So I was trying to figure out how to use this add-on via its own page on this site called blenderaddons.org, which I don't know. Oh, it's the link that I posted. I don't think that's an official website. I don't know what that is, but it was there. And that page links you to a video posted by a person who did not make the add-on, the description in their YouTube video says, "I discovered the add-on today, but all the documentation was Japanese." So he made this video about it, and within his video, his list of like functions and stuff for the program is in Notepad, Windows Notepad. It's so. Why? This is hilarious. Nothing should be like this.
I sort of get it. It's very
in
similar.
The world.
It's really similar to Quaddraw. So it's very similar to the Maya one, where you have to.
Yeah.
You can draw your little thingies, and then you can.
Yeah, it's clearly based off of that. It's trying to emulate that.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more finicky because you have to follow an actual shape. But. And you have to close your square every time, which is really annoying. Although you don't have to, because you can also use like a, what is that, shift. You hold down shift, you can get it to connect to something. What you can't do is just drop a random dot. Can you? No, you can't. So that's really annoying.
You can drag. You can. Oh yeah, you can drag out a dot from a vertex, but oh wait. Oh God.
But you can't make like a dot, a single one dot. Well, I'm sure you can. I just haven't worked out how to yet. But you can do that. What if I control shift? Oh, what does this do? I'm dying to. Oh my God. Okay. So instead of deleting verts, you can just. Oh, fuck off. So if you have a thing that you just screwed up on, if you do shift and control and then click it, it deletes it. And the same goes for like an.
Oh, and it just gets rid of.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
so you can delete those. What does Alt do? What do you think Alt does? Oh, Alt clicking. Wait, Alt? Oh, no, wait. Hold on. What did that do? Oh, Alt click is to select, I think. Yes. Alt clicking will select the thing. The loop. You should write this down and you can make notes and then sell it to people.
Honestly, like, you need to make a YouTube video about how to use this add-on. I mean, there's a chance that someone has made a decent one and I just haven't found it, but...
I'm making this up as I go along. Like, I get it. It makes sense. It makes as much sense as Quaddraw. So if you were done doing that and you click off of that, then is this now circle? So circle has become this. So that would be your local mesh. Okay. That's not awful.
There are so many polyquilt tutorials on YouTube.
Oh, hey Kay, thank you for coming and helping. Blended sculpted donut. Yes, it is. Yes, you are Blender shortcut. Yes. I was asking you what Blender. Sorry, I've got a cat screaming at me. Check your Discord. I answered. Oh, you're a star. Thank you. I'm busy learning how to be a polyquilter. Hello, I use...
It is like driving someone else's car. Sorry, I just scrolled up in chat. And that's a great... that's a great comparison.
What is B surfaces to set it up? Because I like the material gives in one click, and then I really just manually do it. Extrude faces, fill in gaps, etc., etc. Add-on mesh, F2 is handy for it. I'm sorry, can you translate that? What does that mean? I don't know. I kind of like this one because it's similar to what I already know. So it seems easy enough? Question mark.
It's clearly trying to emulate. It's clearly trying to emulate Maya there, which feels like that's probably the right answer for you.
$100 Blender add-on to auto retopo, honey.
There's a lot of paid retopology, auto retopology add-ons.
Like, if I had £100 to spend on an add-on just to do retopology, what I would do is instead hire someone for that £100 and get them to do my retopology. So
my only add-on that I think I've paid for, it's certainly the only add-on I've paid more than like $5 for in Blender, is a fluid simulation add-on that I was given as an award for making that pipe wrench that I made for a contest online.
What were you using?
They gave me an add-on.
What were you using the fluid simulation for?
I just wanted to play with it, and I've barely done anything with it because it's really computationally intensive and it takes ages to get anything to look good. and I sort of just stopped. But I wanted to play with it, so it was fun.
Can I grab an edge and then like? Oh no, I can't. That did not do what I wanted it to do at all. I was trying to see if I could just like extrude a. Oh god. Oh Jesus, I've broken it again. Go back to edit mode. I'm trying to see if there's. Oh wait, there's a little arrow button. Arrow button.
Oh yeah, shoot! I should have mentioned that.
Oh my
That's
god. Okay, that's
what I
pretty
was
cool.
using. Yeah, you can just
Um.
drag out straight from an edge. Uh-oh.
So. So Dave, you were asking what massacre am I performing? What I'm performing right now is I'm trying to figure out the best way to do retopology. I have it if you want to borrow it. I would love to borrow that. I would love to borrow your software. Thank you. Sharing is caring. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm busy trying to find an easy way to do retopology. The real reason being that like the main thing that I do in Maya is retopology. That's the reason that I pay £300 a year for a piece of software, which I use once every couple of months. And oh wait, have I just broken this? No, that doesn't. It doesn't like. It doesn't like trying to do that. So yeah, I was trying to find a software that I could do this with, and this one is Polyquilt, and it's basically quad draw. It's a little bit more fiddly. Actually, it's not even that much fiddly. It's the same as quad draw. It's just getting used to working with it. Also, I don't know why my screen looks like this at the moment. I think I fucked up.
Whoa!
That's not what I meant to do. Let's go back to select. No, what have I done? Select. Delete. Why does my screen look like that? There we go. That makes more sense. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. Yay. I'm learning Blender. Am I following the correct tutorial? No. Am I
No.
just solving things as I go? Yes. Okay, but that makes sense. Like, I get the way that works now. Sort of. Mostly. What, in your opinion, are the most important modifiers? Like, which modifiers do you use? Oh, fuck.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because like I think that's gonna be the main things that I'm ever gonna use Blender for. To be honest, is like hard surface modeling, making some bases for armor, doing retopology.
And before we switch to modifiers, can I mention just one quick thing about
yes.
retopology here?
Yes.
Okay, so if you look at my screen again.
Oh wait, I've lost your screen. Where's your screen gone? I have so many things open at the moment. It's just all hell is broken loose on my screens. That your friend is I translated. He also didn't know. I'm sorry. That's going to be down to you translating. Okay. Right. Let's see that stream. Gotcha. Wait. Kay's jealous because he wants to come and play as well. Kay, come and stream with us. Come and teach me Blender. You can laugh at me.
Yeah.
Come and help. And by help, I
the
mean
more
laugh.
Blenderer, the merrier. Okay, so a real quick thing here. I think there's a lot to learn with this other add-on that I don't understand, but it does have similar features where you can just draw on a mesh, and it skips those. This is a little bit more self-contained. It skips those first weird steps of like make a model and delete it.
Yeah.
But I've also heard people online say it's not quite stable. Like it can have issues.
So which one is this? This is
This is
Flow
RetopoFlow. This thing up here.
RetopoFlow. Okay.
Which is a paid add-on, but also maybe not a paid add-on. I don't know. But so it has a similar thing where you can just sort of draw. I feel like this is less convenient than the Polyquilt one. I feel like Polyquilt does a better job of acting like Maya's system.
This one at least you only have to click twice to make a square. That one you have to like trace the whole square for it to accept that it's a square.
Oh, yeah. Well, so this also has these other features where you can like. I think I showed this to you previously, but you were like if you just wanted to quickly get a thing, and just do that.
Okay, that's quite cool.
It's cool. I don't really know how it works or what the use case is for it, but it is a neat idea. Oh, and you can probably change that number somehow. Oh God, I don't know how. But the other thing is it has this contour option where, like, if I just wanted to draw around a cylinder or something, like for instance, an arm, I can do that.
Oh, okay,
And
that's neat.
it's got some neat features.
Yeah, that's
They're
cool.
not strictly necessary, I think, but
I like that. That's really nice.
it is neat. So it's an option. I really wish I knew there's got to be a way to be like, no, I need more vertices than that, but I don't know how to do that.
Mm.
So anyway, okay, so you wanted to know about modifiers.
Oh, wait. Okay, so if you were working on this, first of all, while we're still here, if we were doing this and you wanted to do it with symmetry, how do you switch on, like, work with symmetry? Or
Uh,
does that happen?
so
Is that a thing, or is that a modifier?
so there are symmetry options. They're very obvious in sculpting.
Mm.
And when you're in the sculpting thing, they when you're actually in sculpt mode, there you go. They they're just up here at the top of the screen. You can get to them outside of that. How do you do that? Oh, it's just here. Uh-oh. 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 Oh God. Heather, what have I done?
I don't
Okay.
know. Wait, what did
So
you
in,
do?
in edit
I
mode,
was like, why is X not where I expected X to be? Carry on.
so in edit mode, there are symmetry options here.
Okay.
But I don't typically use that because I don't know. I feel like from a hard surface perspective, it's not as, it's a little finickier. So what I do is I just always use a mirror modifier, which leads us neatly into an introduction to modifiers.
Damn.
Aha!
Managed to
I
segue
fooled you.
so cleanly into it. All right, I'm just gonna throw something else into the scene so that I can fuck around with it. Let's close that, close that, close that. Why do I have random? I hate. Okay, many things that I hate about Blender. I'm making a list. Number one.
Sure.
Huh? Oh, number one, the alphabetical order of things. But I'm assuming that I can fix that by using collections to keep it like more organized.
Yeah.
Like the hierarchy is. It's a weird. It's
Oh,
weird.
hold
It makes me
hold the
sad.
phone. Wait. Before we move on from that, sort alphabetically. Okay, I just turned off sort alphabetically,
You
but
can turn that off. Oh
what
my
what is it?
god! It stops it being alphabetical.
Well, it hasn't though. Mine's still alphabetical.
Can I move it? Wait, can you move it around?
I can't.
No. Okay, that didn't work the way I wanted it to.
Well,
My
anyway.
light is still sitting at the bottom, which is really annoying. But fine.
But yes, you can change that. You can sort of get around that with collections.
We can deal with that. That's fine. The other thing I hate is having to go into edit mode. I get it, but it's annoying. And the third thing is going to be, what was the third thing that I hated so far? Sculpting. There we go. Just in general, sculpting. Sculpting as a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole.
I can't help with that one. And also, edit mode, I feel like is a thing you'll just get used to. Just hit. Just make sure you can't see when you do important object level things. Make sure you can't see any vertices on your
How do
on
I
your
add
model.
stuff again? Oh yeah, wait, no, I can't do it in sculpt mode. I have to go into object mode. Fucking add a thing. Ah, okay, it's fine. I'm all right with it. I'm okay. I'm not having a mental breakdown. See, it's just really poor form that it doesn't just drop it at the bottom of your list like a normal hierarchy does. Fix it, Blender. Make your hierarchy the same as Unity or Unreal or any of the other software programs. This is nonsense. It's silly. Like, you've got a search function, so you're not doing this so that I can find my stuff. I can find it through the search. Makes sense. Anyway. Okay, I'm done whining.
Oh, I'm googling around to see if there's a way to change this.
I'm sure there is. Like, that's the one thing that I do like about Blender is that I'm pretty sure someone's figured out a way around it.
Probably. Well, all right. Anyway. Oh, are we on modifiers now? Is that what we're learning?
Ooh, add-on for Blender also works for Maya. Nice. Pass it over.
Yeah.
I would love to try that. and then I'll probably send it over to Will as well. You're like,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
let's try this.
And I don't understand the sort alphabetical button, what that's supposed to be for.
It's alright, I'll figure it out at some point. I can't avoid every learning curve.
By date, it's not by date. Top down last added. It's not doing that though. It's the internet is lying to me. Oh,
The internet is lying to you? Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
okay. When I turn off sort alphabetically, it's not alphabetical, but I don't know what the order is. Why is cube in the middle here?
That's what mine did as well. It popped like my icing up to the top for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, it's sorting by some other metric that I do not understand. Oh well,
Maybe.
that's not very useful
Wait,
at
hold
all,
on.
is it?
If you select everything, hold on. Oh, don't do that. Oh no. Okay, wait. So if I, how do you select everything? A.
A, yeah.
A. Switch or sort alphabetically. Can I?
Oh, you know what it's doing? I bet it's sorting by type and then alphabetical. Oh wait, no, but that's not what mine was doing. I don't know.
Oh god, I'm still in the fucking poly quilting thing. My light is now a poly quilt. No. Go back. Okay.
The fact that polyquilt is like a tool that you have to select is going to be weird for me.
It's very
But,
odd.
you know.
It's a very, but I mean, quad draw is as well. You have to go into quad draw to quad draw. So
That's
that
true.
makes sense.
I'm just not used to even selecting any tools on the toolbar there and having to go back and forth. That feels very strange to me. Anyway, did you want to know about modifiers?
I just brain dead it. Yeah, hit me with some modifiers. Hit me with like 5. No, don't. Not maybe not 5. 3 fun modifiers that I should learn for this week. And then, also, you're coming back next week, right?
If I've got it, if I've got the space in my schedule.
If you got space in your schedule, I would love to have you back as often as you can. You're always welcome to come and hang out and stream.
Aw, thank you.
No, it's fun. I'm really enjoying learning Blender with you. It's interesting. It gives me a lot of happiness to learn something new. It's good.
Sure.
So hit me with some modifiers that are cool.
All right, so we're starting with it. I'm just starting with a cube here. The big one that everyone learns first is probably subdivision surface.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm sure you already know what that is.
That one was the one that is very similar to dynamic subdivision. So that one's in the generate thingy.
Yeah.
And then subdivision.
So
surface.
you don't have to memorize these menus. You can just click add modifier and start typing.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
You don't even have to click search. If you just click add and start typing, I really like the way search functions are built into Blender. I feel like
really
more
nice.
Programs need that.
Okay.
While we're talking about
nice.
search, if you're just basically anywhere in Blender and you hit F3, you will start searching for stuff.
Hold on,
if you can't remember what the shortcut is or where it is in a menu.
Search. Okay. So subdivision surface is going to be the one that you use the most, right?
It's yeah. I mean, depending on what you're doing, it's pretty high up there.
Mike says you have to come back as well now, so you're fucked. Sorry for you.
Oh heck.
Sorry, buddy.
That's all right. So as an example here, I've got this. I'm trying to make a what do you call it? A squircle. But it's not quite spherical yet.
Yeah.
So there's a 2 sphere modifier, and I can never remember where you find that in the menus. So if I'm over here and I just hit F3, that opens up my search thing, and I can just search sphere and find to sphere. And there you go. Now it's a sphere. Well, sort of.
Oh my goodness.
So just remember that if you can't find something, go for the search function. Like if I want to do say I had some weird situation here where this had triangles in it, and I was like, I want to select, and this was like a really big, complicated mesh. We'll do it like that. And I'm like, I want to select. Oh, I subdivided it so it doesn't have triangles anymore. And I'm like, I want to select everything that's a triangle, and that's probably in the select menu here, but I don't want to mess with it. So I can do select and select by, and then here's faces by sides.
That's
and now
amazing.
I can say equal to 3, or I can say not equal to 4, or whatever. And that's up here somewhere.
Awesome.
But just being able to search for stuff is really nice. There's a lot of really nice selection things where it's like, if I want to, I'm not going to go into that, but there's plenty of useful things to play with there.
That's really, really cool. I really like that. That's it's very thoughtful of them to include something like that. I think that is the thing that's going to separate Blender from Maya over time, is that a lot of the tools and functionality is very much driven by the artist, and it's like, this is shit that an artist will want. It may not make sense to a person looking in, but this is shit that an artist is going to want. Whereas Maya is like, here's what we made, and as an artist, you have to use it this way, which is...
Yeah, which feels also like Photoshop, where it's like illustrators begging Photoshop to add features, and they're like, this is sort of a photo editing program, and also we don't care about you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There's also there's a search bar up here in your outliner, which if you start typing will filter down to if you have a million objects in your screen or in your scene, you can do that, and it'll just filter down to the relevant ones, which is nice. So yes, search functions are good. We like them. Anyway, modifiers. It's so fast to get off track. Subsurf is a common one.
That was really fun.
Oh, good. Subsurf is a common one. You can also press Control and a number when your mesh is selected, and you have to have your mouse over in this screen, but it'll just automatically add a subsurf modifier with that level of subdivision, which is a nice fast way to do that.
Wait, how did you do that? It was Control?
Control and one of the numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And it'll just add a subsurf modifier with that.
That's very cool.
Level of subdivision. I also realized just the other day that you can hit 0 if you want to turn off your subsurf modifier temporarily.
Is there a way, if you've gone through the process and you've applied a subsurface modifier, so you've done it by like 2, is there a way to go back?
If you apply the modifier, was that the question?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a great way. Once you apply something that's very destructive, you can.
So there's no like reconstruct subdivision levels or anything like that.
So if it still has the neat topology, even that is struggling. Oh no, actually that worked. So there's a decimate modifier that will try to. There's different ways to different methods that it can use. So right now I've got it set to the default of collapse, and it will just start collapsing down your quads, and it'll make a mess of things. But it works depending on what you need it for. I've used it for plenty of things. There's also a planar subdivide that just does it by an angle limit, which again works. And then there's an unsubdivide, and that actually is working remarkably well. So I subdivided this Suzanne, which is why it has so many faces here, and I can just turn up unsubdivide, and that's basically back to what we started with. So that actually works better than I thought it would.
Yeah, that's not... I thought it was going to come out quite trash, but it's nowhere near as trash as I thought it was going to be. Your default
at some point it starts
what a coincidence.
breaking.
Don't collapse. No collapsing. No collapsing. No collapsing.
Yeah, I'm sort of amazed that that's working so well.
Yeah, that worked really well. Good to know.
So other useful things. Well, so you've probably already used Solidify.
Yeah, Solidify, and then also the edge thingy, the edge data on Solidify. Yeah, so no, the creasing. Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. That one, working with the creases on that, which was quite cool.
So I just solidified a plane and made this fun little cube. There is there's a combination of modifiers that you can use. That's interesting. So there's bevel, which is another common one for hard
What if
surface
you
stuff.
only want to bevel one edge?
So, couple things you can do.
I'm so sorry that I keep on jumping ahead and being like, yes, but what?
So. Oh, no. I mean, it's good to know things. So you can just use the bevel tool, which is destructive. Okay. So you can hit Control B and just start beveling stuff.
Okay. Oh, how'd you change the thingies? How'd you change the count?
Mouse wheel.
Okay, that's another example of them just making something that is for the artist. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. That's really and then nice. Up here, and once you do it, you get your little change options, whatever.
Yeah.
And you can change the shape, which I will get so back to here. And the width. There's various different width types. So offset is the default, and that usually works pretty well. But you can also do like absolute if you're. It doesn't matter. These are things to play with if you're getting deep into beveling. But another thing you can do is
can you add a modifier to just like modifier onto an edge or onto a vert?
No. So
it has to be onto the
you
whole
can't,
thing.
But there are ways around that. So
okay.
So I guess no, but actually yes, or yes, but actually no.
Yay.
So if I want to just bevel an edge, tell you what, let's make something more interesting than that. All right. So we've got a weird cylinder here.
With a giant fucking end gun, but we'll deal with giant fucking... Okay, so follow-up question after
this one. I'm just making a note. You know?
No! Okay, so my follow-up question is how do we fix something like that, which would be the edge cut tool in thingy, but we'll get to that next.
Then there's a thing called the knife tool, which is just K, and that's how you...
Okay, so that's how you do that.
But that's not how you would fix this. That would be crazy. For this...
Merge to center?
You would...
delete the whole fucking thing. Perfect.
Just delete it and forget it ever existed. So you can do that, and you can do a grid fill and do that.
That is very cool.
Or you can do what you said, which is just merge to center.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh God, I hate looking at that. That sucks. You can also when you make certain shapes, there are often options for things like that. So when I make a cylinder,
why did that suck? Why is merge?
Oh, it was just way too many triangles hitting to one point, and I don't like looking at it.
Triangles are your friends.
No, not like that. That's gonna if there's any kind of deformation there, that topology is gonna go to shit real fast. Anyway, when you make a new cylinder, you can change it. You can change the cap fill type to just start as a triangle fan if you wanted to.
Okay.
Or you can just say, don't even give me a cap. No cap.
Oh, that's the little random menu that you get right at the beginning. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're back to beveling and trying to target just one specific edge.
Yeah.
So, ways to do that. If I add a bevel modifier here, by default, it is set to a limit of an angle. Mm-hmm. So it's only, and that's a very Maya similar thing. So it's only going to bevel edges that have an angle sharper than 30 degrees. So that's one way to do it. But say I only wanted to bevel this top edge and not the bottom edge. They're the same angle, so the angle thing won't work. But what I can do is set it to weight. Whoa, there's an edge weight input now? Okay, well, that's new.
You really haven't been doing a lot of modeling recently, have you?
Listen. No.
Good. I'm glad.
And they changed stuff a lot.
Going back. It's nice.
That's a plus and that's a upside and a downside to Blender is things change often.
Yeah.
So that means things get better all the time,
improving.
But also they change.
No, that's all right. At least they're improving it.
So if I want, I can select an edge on a model, and I can go to my edge menu, which is Control E, and this is where you can crease stuff, which affects the subdivisions. You can mark seams, which is for your UVs, And you can also, where's bevel? Edge bevel weight. So I can, oh, that's a bad example. Let's turn it off. So I can change my edge bevel weight, and it's up here. I just want to point at my screen with my finger. Up here in the top left, it's showing the the weight that I'm setting it to. The other thing is, this is the way I typically do it, is just over here in the end menu, there is a mean bevel weight, and you can just set it. So when something has an edge bevel weight, it is blue when you're in the in edit mode here. And if I set my limit method to weight, it will only bevel things that are blue. So now I've beveled the top, but not the bottom.
Okay.
The other thing you can do.
What if you're going to have two different bevels on the same thing?
Right. Well, presumably that's what this is for, but I don't know how that works, so I'm not going to screw around with that. So another way of doing it is, and this actually applies to a lot of other modifiers and other features, is you can create vertex groups. So if I select a whole edge here and make a new vertex group and call that bottom bevel, and say assign it, and then when I set assign, it's assigning it this weight that I have selected here. So it's assigning these vertices a weight of 1.0. So now all of those are in that vertex group, and I can check that by deselecting everything and then hitting select, and okay, cool. I've got the ones I want. Okay. So now if I go back here and I say I add a different bevel modifier, so I've got my first one that's just targeting the top edge using that blue stuff. Blue stuff. Jesus Christ.
This is going so well.
So I can change this one to limit method vertex group and select bottom bevel. Okay. And now this one is only targeting the bottom. So I can set that to a whole different thing.
Wait, how did you apply the vertex grouping again? Do that slowly.
Yeah. So let's turn these off. Mm-hmm. So I'll delete that. So select whatever edges you want to add to that vertex group. Mm-hmm. And then go over here you're in the right section. So hit plus to make a new vertex group.
Okay.
Name it whatever. Okay. And then hit assign to assign a weight to those.
Okay.
To those particular vertices. Stuff does get weird here because you're beveling. It only understands it by vertices. It doesn't understand which edges you've selected.
Okay.
And that can get screwy sometimes in ways I'm not going to bother going into, but they'll just have to trust me.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'll be fine for now. Whose bottom are we targeting again? Equal opportunities at this point. Eddie holes of. Never mind. Donuts. Oh. I'm out of here. Another useless comment while you're trying to learn. Thank you very much. Okay. You have my attention. How are you today, Mr. Zerofire? It is nice to see you. Oh. It's nice to have you here. And thank you for leaving a bunch of different comments that are all incredibly helpful and not at all useless much. Sort of. This
is how I behave when I'm in a Twitch chat. This is very familiar to me.
This is literally what Will does to me. Just like, I'm here to make things confusing. Like, oh, fuck. Okay.
Listen, Zerofire, you can target whoever's bottom you want. I'm not gonna police you on that one.
I am accomplished today. So, congratulations.
So an interesting thing you can do that I do occasionally. Here is a combination of modifiers. So I can do a bevel here, but I'm going to set it to 2 segments, and I'm going to set the profile shape to 1.0. So all that's doing now is adding some loops on the inside and outside of that corner. And then based on that, I can add a subdivision modifier afterwards. And it will and you can control that subsurf modifier.
Oh, okay. So basically everything, because of the way the modifiers work, where it relies on the one before it to then perform the task.
Yes, it is a whole stack.
Okay.
Of modifiers.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, wait, I'm busy making notes. Bevel and then subdiv. So then that will control that. That's quite cool. I like that.
So now, so like here I've
Disembodied
now
voice
got.
man is Will. That's Will's bottom that you're now targeting. I'm.
Uh-oh.
Oh God.
Uh, so now I've got like, see, this is why the triangles suck. I hate the triangles.
Perfect.
I'm gonna, we're gonna grid fill this just to make it nice and pretty. Oh, still ugly, but you know, I did my best. But yeah, so now if I turn off my modifiers, this is just a cylinder,
Okay.
but I've got this bevel targeting the top here, and then I've got and then it turns on a subdivision, and so that gives me this nice shape, which is this weird bullet type shape. I don't know.
Do you
whatever.
normally use
But it's
your modifiers, like your workflow? Would you use modifiers first to create the shape that you're looking for, and then use your more destructive things like extrusions and things like that? So if you were turning this into
I don't think so.
coffee cup, once you've done all of that, would you then apply it and then do your like extrude inwards to create a cup? Or
you can do that if you want. It's sort of depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right? Like if I wanted to use modifiers to, like, some of your modifiers are going to be things that you want to sort of leave all the way through the end, depending on what you're making. Like your subdivision, you may just, if you just want something to be rendered with a lot of subdivisions, you may never apply a final subdivision modifier. It may just be a thing that exists only for the render.
That's weird, but okay. I get it. But okay. Let's keep it to so that I'm better at understanding this in terms of like creating a model for a game. So it's not just going to be like rendered. It's going to be
so the subdivision thing isn't going to. I still. Hold on.
I love that I get to ask you questions that you're like, don't know.
I feel like the answer is it just sort of always depends.
Yeah,
which I know is a boring answer.
No, it's a good answer. It's the same thing that I tell people when they're like, "Oh, what's your workflow for ZBrush?" Like, I don't know. It depends on what I'm making and if I remember to follow the flow or not.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, well, so it's like, well, so you have a screwdriver in your toolkit. Do you use that at the beginning or the end of a project? And it's like,
yes.
Well, I use it when I need it.
Yeah.
I use the tool when I need it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think. Do I have any?
But what if you apply a modifier and you fuck up and you have to like go back and fix it? What if?
Well, that's sort of the whole game, right? Like,
damn. Oh, God.
Whenever you apply a modifier, you're doing something destructive. So there may be a way to go back to what you had before.
It's not as destructive.
It may be easy. It may be a pain in the ass.
Talking about your bottom, but yeah, carry on.
Doesn't need modifying. Thanks, Zerify. I appreciate that. But yeah, so here's an example. This isn't really a game asset, but it is something that has a high poly and a low poly, and that's not horribly, if
that
this was like an important prop,
that is the most high poly. That is never going in a game engine.
Well, if it was like a no, this shit over here, there's no chance.
There's not a chance.
No, but it still has a high poly and a low poly. Mm-hmm. So this high poly or this low poly here doesn't have
any. If the wrench was actually the player character, the main character, the hero character, then it would be fine.
So yes, exactly. Thank you. So this low poly doesn't really have any significant modifiers on it. It has some of these just like normal affecting things, but that's whatever. Okay. The high poly, though, I've still got, what is this mirror doing? Oh, okay. So this is a symmetrical high poly model. So I have this mirror that just exists forever. And when I go to export it as an FBX, it will
export it with that.
Use my F3 menu. So when you export something,
oh, of course it keeps it anyway. Same as my donut that I exported.
It keeps them the modifiers or
Yeah, it keeps so your modifiers are applied when you do the export, right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and you can say, oh, here you go. So one of the options is apply modifiers, um,
Oh.
which will just take all the modifiers and apply all of them and give you the result.
Okay. Okay.
So that let me use this subdivided mirrored thing in Substance Painter, but I didn't have to destructively do all this before I exported it. So that's what the actual model looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I apply this, or then these
That's
modifiers
very
get applied to it, and it looks
That
nice.
is very cool. Okay. I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm starting to like Blender.
Uh-oh,
I'm starting to like it.
all
I don't know,
happening.
like I'm starting to like some of the flow and ideas and the way that it works. I get why people like it as much as they do. Yeah.
It's all happening.
Oh my god, I'm gonna become a Blender bro. Can't wait. I'm gonna
Yeah, there's no avoiding it once you start.
I'm
It's
gonna
terrible,
start
but
preaching like Blenderisms to people. it's
all right, I'm gonna give
it's
you a couple
time.
more modifiers here just for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Hit me.
Uh,
Screw. No, you.
so
Um.
I'm gonna.
Oh, it's such a shame. I don't think that Zero Fire is here for this one. It's a shame because I'm sure he would have had something to say about this.
So this screw modifier
Yeah.
rotates something around an axis, sort of extrudes it. However, so I have a circle here that's my mesh, and then I have an empty in the middle here that's my axis object.
What's wait? How did
And
you
that
make an empty? How do you get an empty? What's an empty?
same way that you make a mesh, Shift A, but there's
Yeah.
a different menu down here for empties.
Okay.
And those different things, arrows, circle, whatever. Those are just the visual that you
like
get.
it's like the things you use for rigging. Gotcha.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a mesh. It doesn't have vertices. You can't apply modifiers to it. You can't do anything that. It's just defining a location in space.
Okay.
And you can parent things to empties. That can be very useful. So you can just move around one little. Anyway, so I have defined that empty as my axis that I want to rotate this around.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. I can also say, do this.
Whoa.
And do it multiple
Whoa.
times.
Oh my god, why is that
this
so much
is
easier than Maya?
This is a nice way to make just like a rope or a screw or anything that spirals. It's pretty nice.
That's so much easier than Maya is.
I can set the number of steps, so if I want it to be really low poly.
The amount of hours that I spent in fucking Maya trying to work out how to make like a helix or a swizzly thing or a god damn it.
Yeah. You can also turn off smooth shading if you want to keep it just flat, so you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then this is a nice way to make a more procedural donut if you are like, well, I'm not exactly sure how thick I want it to be to begin with. You can take it back down to where we were. If you're like not exactly sure the dimensions and properties and stuff, you can just do this, and now I can just change the size of that circle.
That's very cool.
And I can do whatever I need to. And you can get more procedural than that if you want to get really wacky about it. Turn this off. So I can start with just a single vertex. Start this over. Do another screw modifier. And now it's rotating. So, okay. So this is my vertex, and this is the origin point for that vertex. So if I turn on a screw modifier, it's going to, by default, it's going to use the origin if I don't set an axis object.
Yeah.
So that gives me a circle. And now I can add another screw modifier and do that one around this. And then I have that. And now this is all based on one point. The only actual piece of mesh I have in this scene is that one vertex. So why are you not shading flat? Because it has to do it here. There we go. And so now I can change whatever the heck I want. I can.
That's amazing. That is a very useful modifier.
Yeah, so I can move that vertex to
Okay.
change how thick I want it to be. I can change how many vertices around the side I want. I can do, oh, I can make a triangle or a square. Fun.
That is
So
very
yeah,
cool.
that's fun and useful. A lot of these generate ones are fun to play with. Weld just is a merge by distance kind of a thing.
Yeah.
If you
That
have two
makes
objects that have, if
that
you're
makes
doing some
sense.
booleans. Speaking of which, booleans are useful. I
Are booleans as much of a nightmare in here as they are in everything else?
think they've gotten better over the years, but they certainly have their problems.
Yay. The
I think
amount
you
that I
gotta,
try to get around working with booleans, like I will rather just try, I'll physically manually create it rather.
there are a lot of people who operate like so much of their modeling is via booleans, and I don't understand how they do it. I'm like, I feel like this should be making an absolute disaster of a mesh every time, but somehow they manage it. One weird thing with booleans, if the meshes get complicated, sometimes you just got to test out these two things, fast versus exact. They just operate differently.
Yeah.
I don't understand the difference, but it helps. And then obviously you have these things.
Okay, so that's about
Oh,
this.
and this is actually, let's see if we can make this work interestingly. So I'm going to do that bevel trick that I was talking about, where it just
smushes into it.
Adds these for me.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I can drop my subdivision. Oh no, that's going to be a nightmare. What am I? Who am I kidding? That's not going to work.
If you did it and you didn't do the subdivision, if you fix the layout of the retopology, the topology, wow, that's a testicles. But yeah, carry on.
You're not wrong. But yeah, you can drop a
good.
You can drop a bevel in here and make these nice, whatever. And there's all kinds of different geometry, different ways to change the way that your corners look and everything.
That's cool.
Set that to auto smooth. Oh, nope, that's not.
So wait, what is shading? What is the shading thing for? Where is shading? Shading's in bevel. Gotcha.
There is a shading thing here in bevel that will affect your normals, which is useful. Hardened normals will prevent you having that weird goopiness when you have really large faces on things.
Yeah.
There is a modifier specifically for that. If you need to, weighted normal will do that for you if you ever run into it. But also some things like bevel just have it built in if you need it.
Harden, soften edges type stuff.
Maybe? I forget how Maya works, but maybe. Why is it? This is a disaster, but I'm not going to worry about it.
It's good. Don't worry. You got
any
this.
Other fun?
My brain is melting.
Oh, hook.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh God, there's more. This is it. I was like, give me two nice things. 20 of them later. Okay, hook.
Yeah, sure. Hook is a fun one. I forget. I always have to look up how it works whenever I want to use it. Let's do. I'm gonna make my computer unhappy.
Oh God.
Okay, I now have 50,000 triangles, but maybe we're okay. I can do a displace modifier, add a texture, make it a clouds texture, and change the scale, and
cool.
and just sort of make a GUI thing here. That's fun. So that's one way. Geometry nodes is a better way to do this, but if you ever wanted to what's a good example?
Terrains.
If you ever had like a say again?
Large terrains, things like that.
Sure, yeah. But you can also, so this is generating a black and white image here, this image,
like
which it's using to determine how, but you can also have an input image, like if you have a displacement map for something. And then you can bake that, you can apply that modifier and bake it in, and now it's actually part of the mesh.
Oh, that's nice. Okay,
Which is cool.
ZBrush has a similar thing about using. Yeah, okay, get it. I get it. That
You
is
get it.
very
You
cool.
get it.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Which one was that?
So that's a displace modifier, which is under
Displace.
deform.
Thanks. I'm busy like making notes furiously. Right, my brain is absolutely fried. I am I am done. I am done learning for today. But thank you very much for coming and teaching me. I really do appreciate it.
Of course, it's a blast every time.
You're amazing. Um, I know that you are in. Well, you don't know, but I know that you're in discussion at the moment about joining us for D&D. We are working out how to
Oh,
make. We're busy working out how to make that work. So I'll chat to you. Oh my god, you're actually making testicles.
I don't want to
Add more testicles.
make that a whole thing, you know.
Well, it's more
What'd
that
you say?
we you had two of them next to each other. Like, look, testicles. Wow.
Oh,
Uh,
sure, yeah.
yeah, we're busy working out because there's quite a few of us in the group already at the moment.
Yeah.
There's 6 of us, I think, which is a little bit more than what we're meant to have, but never mind. But that's kind of playing into a small plan that's in the works. So don't worry, you haven't been
Okay.
forgotten. Don't
Say
worry.
what?
You're definitely not forgotten. Don't worry. Like
Oh,
we're working
okay.
it out. We're working it out. What are
Thank
you
you for not forgetting
doing?
me.
What are you
I'm just
making?
playing, you know. I'm just having a good time.
You should do some modeling.
Uh,
Like go and make something.
I wanted a ring of these,
Are you making meatballs?
and now I have one.
Okay. That's a beautiful ring of meatballs.
Thank you.
It's very
You
Lady
know,
and the Tramp.
just put
That's
some
very
spaghetti
cool.
between two Suzannes,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we're
There you go.
covered.
Add it to your portfolio. Job done.
Yep.
Right.
Uh,
I'm going to be heading out for the day. Thank you so much for teaching me. And thank you
of
to
course.
everyone who came to witness me dying in Blender. I fully expect that by next week, I will have written, directed, and created the next Blender movie that wins itself a fucking Oscar and knocks out Disney and Pixar and all the rest of it, which is absolutely wild. And yeah, that I'll credit Will in my acceptance speech.
Yeah, you mentioned something about wanting me to help you make that particular thing happen, and I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm just impressed. I am genuinely impressed that like a little indie group has beaten Pixar. That's amazing.
That is very cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
nice.
pretty astonishing.
It's like, oh, good heart, big heart. On the flip side, I was like, oh yeah, very smug about it for about 24 hours, and then I saw that Pixar was laying off like 14% of its employees. I was like, oh no, oh no,
Yeah.
what have we done? But yeah, the industry burns, and so does my passion and love for 3D art, I guess.
Oh no, that makes it sound very sad.
It's man, the industry is so shit right now, but what can you do?
Yeah.
It'll get better. It'll get better eventually. Eventually things will get better. So, thank you very much to everyone who came to hang out. You know the drill, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Support your local artists. Go and buy some art this week, or send me money would be nice too. You can do that. Buy my art. Buy Will's art.
Buy Heather's art. I don't have any art for
Buy
sale.
someone's art. Go buy art. Buying art is good. As long as it doesn't burn like a beveled bottom. That is an excellent sentence, and I feel like we should use that in some form of poetry at some point.
Yeah. If somebody would get to work on that, please.
Mike, we will see you later on this evening, and we'll see you next week? Question mark? Question mark?
Yeah. Let me look at my schedule, but I think that would
Yes.
probably be fine.
Yay! I love how we're just making you a permanent feature of this now.
Oh God.
Like, don't worry. We're gonna do this for a few weeks, and then I'll just be like, oh, and here's all the codes. You can host your own streams now. Bye. All right, everyone. Support artists. Do the things. Be nice to everyone. Be nice to yourselves. I don't know. I don't have anything cool to say today, to be honest. So I'm just gonna
Whoa. Oh,
go. Wait, what? What did you do? What did you do?
sorry. I got excited. I'm sorry.
Wait.
So
Oh, Will, do you want to come hang
look
out
at
with
this.
us later? Oh, that is cool.
When? What? Who?
So we've got D&D tonight. Tonight, which is in, what's the time now? 5, 6, 7, 8. So in 3 hours' time will be when we have our D&D sessions. You're welcome to come and join
That will
us.
be not long before I work, so that probably won't work out.
Oh,
But
sad noises.
I do appreciate the invite.
Just quit your job. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just
Hey, you know what? At some point here.
Just be like, look, I've got to go save some imaginary realm. I've got to go. All right, I'm out of here. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Wait, who is J1MB? Who? Mike. Okay. 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 I should write these things down. Oh, that means your stream's probably not off then, huh?